Hey, this is Gabriel Ogama from the pedalboarddesigner.com, and thank you so much for tuning in. First of all, the reception of the two for the first week is great. We have some really good feedback from users, from builders, from guitarists, and then we just want to keep building on the two. And then in the first week, we already have good news. The good news is I got in touch with the guys from the GigRig, and Lizzie from the GigRig was phenomenal, and she sent me some material for us to add the GigRig pedal boards. We already had the switchers before, you might have noticed, but now we have the pedal boards itself. And I want to show you guys with the layering system how that pedal board works. It has a lot of layers to it, and it's going to help you to plan your GigRig board. So let's dive in. And then right there, I just have the canvas on blank. And then the first thing you need to do, you need to go to your boards to find the boards. And I have it already open here, the GigRig. So you go for the brand. Don't forget to pin it if it's one of your favorites, and you can even pin your favorite boards. And right on the top, let's go with the bigger one. Let's build a bigger pedal board. I'm just gonna load the main one and the base. And as you're gonna see, is the bottom plate without any of the trays, without any of the tiers. And that's the beauty of it. You can build from bottom up and using the layering tools. Now, just to start, let's get the power supply there, and I have here open canvas because, well, it's gonna be a bigger board. I'm gonna put the canvas 22 up to 22 plugs, and then we can start from there. Give a little clearance from the top, little clearance on the sides, and then let's go from some pedals now. Let's go from some pedals that you normally don't step on. And oh, you know what? Let's go first with the GigRig switch, because this is a GigRig pedal board. Let's go with the G3S. There we go. We're gonna go for the bigger guy. And then here, I'm just gonna zoom in, and then you're gonna see that the GigRig, because it's a tall board, you can go up to the edge here, and there is some clearance there. It's not gonna be so you don't have to, the line here, I think that those are two tall parts, and the angle here, you can go all the way to the corner to give kind of the impression where exactly it's gonna go. So there's some angles because it's a tall board. Now on the right side, what they always have in the pictures, and then probably you will need it at some point, is the expression. So there you go. We can go ahead and add expression, and to align precisely like this, I'm just holding the out button on the keyboard. In the Mac is the option button, and then there you go. All right, so now I have the first kind of base of it to start. Let's go from some pedals. First one could be one that I normally haven't step too much. It's a noise suppressor. I can add a noise suppressor right here on the bottom. And then I just want to keep clear of those holes, because then we're going to talk about that right now. But I'm just going to add here a noise suppressor, and then let's say something that I just step on and forget about. It's like an on-off thing. Let's do, normally do the octave as soon as I set up. And then let's do... Oh, a slap back delay. It's always good to have a slap back delay. So let's go with a classic. Let's go to Aquapus. And, oh, there's a space for one more. Let's go with Wimpler. Let's put the Ego compressor right there. All right. So also one that is set and forget, right? It's just on and off. Now I have my first layer on the bottom. I just because we have the space, let's go and then find the TC electronic, and then let's put mini booster right there. So normally it's a good idea to have a booster right there, and there you go. It's kind of laid out roughly, right? Might need some tweaking for the cables for clearance, but there you go. That's a start. Now I can go back to the boards, and then I go find specifically the medium narrow tier with the wall. So there is a little wall that comes with the board when you buy that configuration, and when you set up, it gives you the clearance for the expression, but you see it's covering your first layer. And you have that in the project. Now you know how, like, what is going to be on top of that, what it fits in the holes. And then if you go into the layer menu right here on the left, you can make it disappear and up here so you can see it back. And I'm going to show you when I have some pedals on. And for the top part of the roll, there is the large wide tier. And then I can move that one on the top, align it. And then just one caveat. If you see the measurements, they are a little bit bigger for the tiers than they are in real life. So they will be look bigger. They're going to have a 1 or 2 centimeters more than you really think. So if your build is really tight, just take in consideration that because of perspective from the bottom up, the top tiers, they are a little bit stretched a little bit for the specific board because of the angle and the pictures that they have to provide. So just pay attention to that one. It's going to be a little less space than show here, but not too far from 1 to 2 centimeters, most half an inch. All right, so now I have the top and the bottom. Well, to make sure that I'm using the most of it, I just want to get something that is meaty and a little more complex. I'm just gonna go with pedals. I'm gonna go in line 6. And then line 6, I'm gonna just add one of my favorite ones, which is the HX effect. So that one can go right on the top. And then this one you can control MIDI. You can just have it there on your setup. It's a really everything goes in a box thing. And well, let's get some JHS pedals here. Well, we always need a tube screamer, so I'm just gonna add a tube screamer right there on the bottom shelf there in the front shelf. And well, let's get another clone. Since we're having fun with that. And then let's get let's put a preamp. All right, so we have kind of a drive session right here. Feels like we might have space for one mini pedal here. Or I can just move. Yeah, let's move that one there. Let's move the clone here so it has a little more clearance there. I don't like the overdrive preamp right there. Let's go with a fuzz. There you go, fuzz. And then the fuzz, we can have it here. So we have like a couple drives. Let's get another brand right now just to make this a little more colorful. And let's get Strymon. Let's get some Strymon. Also, you can set up it with MIDI. Let's get the basic set of Flint, capstan, soul delay, reverb. I'm gonna give some space here, and one last pedal for this empty space right there. We could go.
A few moments later.
Oh, okay, we can go with another Wampler. We can go with another Wampler. Yeah, equalizer. Always good to have an equalizer. So I can line those up right there. And I have clearance there, have clearance there. And I can fit the screen. And there we go. We have a board. So if you want to see the project with the pedals without the shelves, you can go into the layers and hide them. So you can see the bottom of the pedal. You can program and you can lay out everything that you need there. And you can move up the shelves and you have all of that back. Well, I hope you guys like it. I'm pretty stoked about it. And again, thank you, Lizzie from the GigRig. And thank you, the guys from the GigRig and Dan. Let me know what you think. And then if you are watching, please let me know what you think if we made good use of it. And then we expect a couple more updates from them. On a couple more tiers that I didn't have it at the time. They didn't have it at the time. We might be able to bring it on soon. But now you can build your GigRig pedalboard at thepedalboarddesign.com. And thank you for tuning in. Talk to you later.